Hey guys, we're going to read Migration chapters 2 and 3. Under the sea. Land animals migrate long distances, but ocean animals travel even farther. Take gray whales, for example. These huge creatures migrate 12,000 miles every single year. And they have a special reason for their trip. They swim to warmer waters to reproduce or have babies. Gray whales weigh 30 to 40 tons and grow to be up to 50 feet long. During the summer, they live in northern waters off Alaska. They eat millions of tiny sea creature animals to help build up a thick layer of blubber. Blubber is fat. In October, the days get shorter and the waters get colder. The whales begin their long journey south. Their blubber keeps them warm and gives them energy for the trip. For 2 months, the whales travel down the west coast of Canada, the United States, and Mexico. Then in the warm waters off Mexico, mother whales give birth to their babies. For several months, the whales stay in their southern home, but by spring, they are ready to migrate north again. That's 6,000 miles down and 6,000 miles back again. An amazing round-trip migration of 12,000 miles. Here's a picture of a whale coming up out of the water, and then it shows their migration path all down the coast. Against the current. Among sea animals, salmon are special. Each year they make an amazing journey upstream, back to the place where they were born. Pacific salmon hatch from eggs laid in the rivers of the northwest United States. When the salmon grow to about 4 inches long, they migrate to the Pacific Ocean. They travel downstream, swimming tail first to the sea. Does that even make sense? Tail first? 4 to 8 years, the salmon live in the ocean. Then their instinct sends them back up the rivers where they were born. This migration is full of dangers. The salmon must swim upstream against the river's current. So the water's flowing this way and they're swimming against that. They have to jump over rocks and even waterfalls. They have to escape the paws of hungry bears. How many of the salmon survive? Only 1 salmon in every 1,000 make it home again. Their survivors spawn. That means they lay eggs. Their survivors spawn laying eggs in the river. Young salmon hatch and grow. For them, the journey is just beginning. So here's a picture of a grizzly bear eating a salmon and other salmon jumping. Amazing turtle trek. Whales and fish aren't the only ocean animals that migrate. So do sea turtles. The leatherback sea turtle grows up to 7 feet long and can weigh up to 2,000 pounds. Not only is it the biggest sea turtle, it also makes the longest turtle migration, about 7,400 miles round trip. Sea turtles hatch from eggs that their mothers lay on a beach. Right away, the little hatchlings, those are baby turtles, head for the ocean and dive in. They swim far away and spend many years feeding and growing. But soon after they mate, female leatherbacks swim back to where they were born In fact, they return to the very same beach. How do adult females know how to find the beach where they were born? How do the baby sea turtles know which direction to head across the beach? Scientists have been trying to solve this mystery for years. They believe that sea turtles and other animals use Earth's magnetic field. That's the field around the Earth that extends from the North Pole to the South Pole, and it's magnetic. They believe the turtles and other animals use this magnetic field like a compass. It guides them to navigate thousands of miles in the deep blue sea. Here's a little hatchling. Chapter 3, In the Air. Have you ever seen a migrating animal? Try looking up the sky in fall. All kinds of birds are winging their way south. You might see honking geese flying in a V. You might see hawks, storks, and even eagles. Birds are magnificent migrators. They have bodies adapting to flying long distances. They have instincts that take them on mind-boggling journeys. Even before migration begins, birds start preparing. They load up on large amounts of food and energy. They build up their muscles to power their wings. Some even grow new, stronger feathers for the trip. Birds are also excellent navigators. Their instincts inherited from generations before them tell them where to go. When days grow shorter and temperatures drop, they head south. Some use the position of the sun in the sky to find their way. Others use landmarks like mountains and rivers. Birds that fly at night navigate using the moon and stars. Wow, humans do that too. Interesting. Soaring on thermals. I know that thermals mean warm air, like warmth. How can a migrating bird catch a free ride? Birds like hawks and pelicans catch a thermal. A thermal is a rising current of warm air. It lifts a bird up and lets it soar. The bird doesn't even have to flap its wings. It just gets to glide through the air. Here, oh my goodness, here is a huge flock of geese migrating. That is crazy. Look at that. Millions of monarchs. That's a butterfly. Every autumn, millions of monarch butterflies flutter up into the sky. They leave their summer homes in Canada and the United States and they head south for the winter. Their instincts seem to say, "Meet me in Mexico." Mine say that too sometimes in the winter. The butterflies migrate 50 to 100 miles a day. Finally, they reach the Oxamil forests of Mexico. Some butterflies even find the exact tree where their ancestors landed years before. The millions of butterflies in the forest are quite a sight. Monarch's wings are very bright orange and patterned with black veins. The entire forest looks like it's covered in orange confetti. The monarchs are special among migrating animals. Their life cycle is very short, and the trip is very long. Some monarchs go through 4 different generations during the round-trip migration, yet each new generation is born with the same flight path inside its tiny brain. Here are just thousands of monarch butterflies. frequent flyer champions. Of all the animals in the world, which is the champion migrator? It is the tiny Arctic tern. The Arctic tern weighs in at 4 ounces, and it's only 11 inches long. Despite its small size, it travels about, now hold it, this is crazy, and I'm not reading it wrong, 44,000 miles a year. Where in the world does the tern fly this many miles? It migrates from one of the Earth's poles, so like the North or South Pole, to the other. So it goes from way up here to way down here and back again. The tiny bird breeds during the summer in the Arctic near the North Pole. Then it begins its long journey to the Antarctic near the South Pole. A whole colony of terns takes off together for their long flight. On the way, they stop in the Atlantic Ocean to fuel up on small fish. The birds split into 2 groups but meet up again in the Antarctic. After eating from the rich feeding grounds there, they take off for their return trip to the Arctic. How do we know the tern's flight path? Scientists monitor, that means they track, their journey with special tracking devices. They even know that the terns don't fly in a straight line on the way back. Instead, they zigzag back north, catching winds for a faster ride. These tiny terns have adapted to life as high flyers. Here's a little picture of an Arctic tern. They're really a cute little bird. Well, that is all I have for you. That was migration. We'll be back with another book.